Hey you guys, it's me Kianna coming at you today. Again, I'm knocking those videos out, you guys. Am I not? So, I wanted to come to you guys and talk about something that many of you guys that have been viewing me for a while know. But if you haven't been viewing me for a while, and if you're new to the family, first of all, let me welcome you to the family. A lot of people came over when I was doing my fast and also while I was taking my break, and I wasn't able to welcome you. And I want to welcome you guys with open arms. You'll see that we do many, many different things. We're very versatile. We are a direct representation, as I always say, of the many hats that we have to wear. I believe we all have the ability to be superwoman. We are superwomen. And we wear these many hats, and we're very successful at wearing them. Whether we realize it or not, we are successful at wearing a lot of hats. What other group can actually do so much and look good while doing it other than us ladies? Let's be honest. So, yeah, so welcome to the family, you guys. Now, I wanted to talk about many of you guys know that I don't actually have a home church. Yes, there are Christians out there that are walking the walk. There are Christians out there that are believers and living the right way. There are Christians out there that are aiming to be that Proverbs 31 woman by definition, biblical definition. They're aiming to be exactly that. And they don't have home churches. Now, we all know that we are to gather and we are to pray together, because we all know that when two or more gather, that God is in the midst. Now, why don't I have a home church? Well, this will be repetitive to the people that already have, know a lot about me from my videos. But for the people that don't, and also to reiterate why, there are several reasons. But the main reason is because, two reasons I'll share. First, let me start with the main reason. The main reason is because I've been hurt by a lot of members, long time members. I mean, sit on the pew for 40 years or more members of the church. And yes, we all have the same story for those of us that have this issue, and we should not hold the church in a whole, hold it against them because of members, because we are to go to church for the word. We're not to go to please people. We're not to go to be pleased by others. We are to go for the word, for the purpose of gathering in his name. And we, as humans, we often do get caught up in, I don't like that church because I don't like how the people act. And I know the word tells us that we are not to have that mindset, because then that means that we're going to church for the wrong reasons. And rather than for me to go there with issues in my heart that was not resolved from being hurt, rather than me go with my arms, metaphorically, my arms folded, saying I don't like her over there because she mistreated me, or even though I helped her for years, she didn't help me when I was down. Rather than me get sidetracked, because that's what that does. If you go to church, and this is what I believe, if I'm going to church and I'm distracted with those emotions, first of all, they're not of God. We all know that. But by us being human and the flesh sometimes jumping in, our inner man, I know that I would be the type, or would have been the type, that would, praise God, be lifted in the spirit, but then eventually have feelings of, it could be a days later, but I was going to have feelings of, that person hurt me, or these group of people hurt me. So I stayed away. Now, I'm not saying this is right. I don't need all the people that understand the word to tell me where I was wrong. I know I was wrong. We're all wrong in some way in our life. If you gossip, you're wrong. If you're a glutton, you're wrong. So we're all wrong in some avenue in life. And being a Christian, for people that are non-believers or people that don't walk the true walk, being a Christian doesn't mean that you're flawless. Being a Christian or believer doesn't mean that you're holier than thou. Being a Christian does not mean that you think that you're better or people are beneath you or that you'll never make a mistake and you'll never fall. That's totally, for people that don't understand the word totally, and don't seek God for themselves, a personal relationship with God, and live in a certain way. A lot of people don't understand that. They hear Christianity, and then when they see someone fall, whether that's a pastor or a parishioner or anyone fall that are labeled as believers, they get into, they get into thinking, well, see, he's not perfect. No, he never proclaimed to be perfect. None of us can be perfect, but we can strive to be more Christ-like every day. And that's one of the things I hope you guys take away, because I've even had, over the duration of me doing videos, people, you're not a Christian because you do this. I even had somebody say, I judged you because of your makeup. I really, truly, truly believe that God will judge me on my works. That God knows my intentions. He knows my heart. I truly don't believe that He cares because I wear some eyeshadow on my eyes. Versus, will I please Him? Will I obey Him? Will I live my life for Him? Will I live and die for Him? Will I move to another level and have a higher standard for myself for Him? Versus, you got some eyeshadow on your eyes. That's just my beliefs. Now, you can think what you want to think. We have old school religious people, and people that are believers know what I'm talking about when I say religious, because there is quite a difference. But we have those types. I just live my life to please Him as much as I can and implement His principles into my life. Now, with that being said, I wanted to reveal to you guys that it's time for me and my family and my husband. As you all know, Nene goes to church. She actually has a home church. My daughter is almost 17 and will shout up and down the pews by herself if she has to. That's the type of daughter I have. That's the type of blessing that I have in my life as a daughter. But Chuck and I, because of this fear of being hurt and have been hurt, and even because people have, even that we've tried churches over the last 2.5 years, we've had churches use us for our transportation service. As soon as they found out we had transportation service, they would use us. And it's not that we didn't want to be available for the church using our transportation service, but when I say use us, meaning that we were going all the way 4 counties over, picking people up for free. And when you're not the richest people in the world, and they are well aware of that, asking that and putting that on you, it could be quite, it can hurt you, okay, because then you feel used and abused. So we've ran into certain circumstances like that. But I am happy and so pleased, and I thank God for actually weighing this on our hearts, that Chuck and I are ready to find a home church. So I can just hear all of the believers and my fellow Christians shouting in the spirit right now, because it is important. And I think because our mindset is different, where we've come to a place that yes, you are going to experience pain, and yes, we have experienced pain in the past. But this time and this go around, we're not going to church. Not that we were going to church to please people before, But we were going to church, but we always had that mindset of worrying if we were going to get used again, focusing more than we needed to on being hurt again. All of these things were on our mind, and they were preoccupying space in our spirit for us to grow and for us to realize that it ain't about you, boo. Meaning it's not about the people around us. It's not about you, boo boo, at all. It's all about him. And with us having that change in our spirits with our mindset, I believe that it is time now for us to find a home church. So it will be times where I actually do videos that we done got together, that we're leaving out to go to church, or I'll show us going into a new church, trying to find an actual home church, a great fit for us. And I am so happy because actually my husband came to me and was like, baby, you think we're ready for this? He brung this up to me. So to see him growing, not perfection, don't get me wrong, because I know everybody wants to seek something to talk about. I know it's a lot of people out in the YouTube world that look at my videos to try to use things against me, to try to throw things up in my face, or to try to talk about the old me, and and compare and all that kind of stuff, which is not of God. But we'll talk about that in another video. But they try to do that, but the reality is that what you see is progression. What you see is growth. And I see that same progression of growth that you guys see in me, I see it in my husband. So praises be to God for that. And the fact that he came to me knowing my husband, says a whole lot. And it really is a testament to the fact that God can change us all and make us brand new. And all we have to do is walk out on faith and live accordingly. And blessings are continuous in our lives. And like I said before, favor ain't fair, baby. It ain't. But it is what it is. And I thank God for it. So we are ready for a home church. And we will be looking and going to several different churches. I will also be starting doing videos on church halls. And what that will be is things that you can wear to church, and how you can tweak something that maybe you got that is a little risque, and make sure it's presentable and modest for the church atmosphere. And also doing it on a budget, because I think a lot of people, they have it. Now, it's not an issue for me, but they may have an issue with, I don't want to have to buy separate clothes, or all of that, because it does take, with growing spiritually, it does take us to change some of the things that we do, to change even how we look and how we view to others. I do believe God wants us to take our personality when we come over to him. I do believe that. And that's what makes a unique ministry. That's what makes our walk unique and our testimony different for each person, because we're taking who we were and we're incorporating, and we're shining the light on the God in us. And even though he, like my hair, y'all know I'll wear blonde hair, whatever, it's not ungodly to wear the blonde hair, but I don't have to have my breasts pushed up, you know what I'm saying, and my cleavage out with my blonde hair like I used to. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this ain't about nobody else. It's about me. I'm talking about me. That's the thing. People try to construe or pick apart what you're saying and apply to somebody else. No, when I say certain things, I'm talking about me too. When I talk and minister to other people in my words, I'm ministering to my own spirit as well. And that's what people don't understand. They try to find things to talk and try to apply it to others, but they don't understand, baby, this is about me. You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking about my cleavage being out, I'm talking about my videos that you've seen, even my cleavage hanging out. That's what I'm talking about. And You know, you've seen a slight change in that, because even though I haven't announced it, that's because we don't announce everything. But I haven't announced it. But the fact is that often when we give our life totally over to God, the changes are not going to be verbal. In fact, the real changes aren't verbal. The changes are visible. And we have to understand that darkness doesn't like light. I'm going to say it again. Darkness does not like light. Darkness likes darkness. So when people don't like the changes they see in me or others that are giving their life totally over, because I've always been saved, but to give my life totally over, you know, they don't like your light. And that's what I've come to understand and believe. So yes, we will be finding a home church. Yes, there will be reviews, as far as, not reviews, halls coming up, church lady halls. And I love you all so much. Thank you for riding, and be blessed.